Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. A lot of people jump in and out of relationships because they are afraid of change. Let me repeat that one more time. A lot of people jump in and out of relationships because they are afraid of change. It's a lot easier for me to say I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't working out. I don't have time for this. I don't have the patience for this. I have better things to do with my time than it is for me to sit down and look in that mirror and say there is a problem. I need to fix it. A lot of people would rather jump in and out of relationships than to sit down and change. Look in the mirror and say, hey, there's a problem. I need to fix it. First and foremost, we need to hold ourselves accountable for the decisions that we make. If I get into an argument with a woman and I call her the B word, which I would never do, but if I get into an argument with a woman and I call her the B word, I can't say, you made me mad, you made me call you the B word, it is all your fault. That is a narcissistic, manipulative, selfish way to do things. A lot of people get into arguments and they're blaming the victim for the things that they did. They're blaming the victim for the things that they said, and they're taking no responsibility or accountability whatsoever. Taking accountability, responsibility requires change. Taking accountability, responsibility requires apologizing. If you aren't changing, if you haven't apologized, if you haven't made peace, you aren't taking accountability and responsibility. A lot of us would rather leave relationships, jump from one man to another, jump from one woman to another, rather than change. And don't get me wrong, I used to do it. I used to be that guy when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s. Hey, F you. I'm not the ugliest guy in the world. I'm not the best looking guy in the world. But I know I can find somebody else in the world. Screw you. Blocked. This was my thing growing up. I used to tell women, can you do me a favor? I need you to do something for me. And they'll be like, what? What is it? And I'll be like, block, block, block. I was notorious for blocking women. You know why I was notorious for blocking women? Because I wasn't so notorious with looking in the mirror and saying I need to change something. Maybe I have high self-esteem and I shouldn't. Maybe when I get mad, I say things that I shouldn't. Maybe when I'm under the influence of alcohol, my aggression comes out. Maybe these testosterone pills are increasing my testosterone as they should, and I get upset easily. Maybe I'm going through things with my family, my mother, my siblings. Maybe I'm going through things at work. And don't get me wrong, these are not excuses. But we must look in the mirror and say, hey, there is a problem with my partner, my husband, my wife, my girlfriend, my spouse. I did something wrong. What can I do to fix it? I did something wrong. What can I do to fix it? And fixing things is not saying, you made me mad. That's why I did it. Fixing things is not saying, you deserved it. Fixing things is being proactive and reaching out to someone, something for help. Whether it is a counselor, a priest, a nun, a Buddhist, a deacon, whatever it may be, whether it is a counselor, a psychiatrist, a doctor, whatever it may be. But a lot of us are jumping from relationship to relationship. You know what that means when I see someone jumping from relationship to relationship? That means that there is a problem, and that problem is them. If you can't keep a woman, the problem is you. If you can't keep a man, the problem is you. And people may say, hey, Chris keeps flying, consonant jumper, whatever your name is on YouTube today, you can't keep a woman. And I say, ha, 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 ha. Because for most of my life, uh, a great a great portion of my life, I never wanted to be married. I saw no benefit in being married whatsoever. I saw no benefit in adding a woman to my life. I saw no benefit in being with one woman for the rest of my life. Are there benefits? Maybe we'll talk about it in another video. But I felt the need to chase women the rest of my life. And don't get me wrong, I've been in relationships. I've had, like I said, a handful of relationships my entire life. From a woman that's from Africa. I'm not gonna be specific. A woman that's from South America. A woman from Europe, and even a woman from America. I've had relationships because I felt that these women were special. But to admit to you all, the YouTube audience, when I get some alcohol in me, it's a slight chance that I'm going to hold my tongue if you say something that I don't like, women. And that has been something that has affected my relationships. Because if I'm sober, I may think about something that may go away. If I'm under the influence of alcohol, I may think about something that may never go away. I'm going to ask questions. My mind's going to be going 100 miles an hour. I may say something to you. I may ask questions. But I know that when I get alcohol in me, my patience decreases. But I understand that that's a problem that I have and I have had within relationships. But women, exes, if you're watching, ask yourself, why was I drinking? And I'm not here to point the blame. I'm not here to say, oh, it's your fault I started drinking. It's your fault I cursed you out. It's your fault I said these horrible things about you. I'm here to say that if I have to get a sip of something in my stomach, you're probably stressing me out. You probably upset me. You're probably bothering me. I know that when I introduce alcohol into any situation with a woman and we're having stress, we're having arguments, we're having problems, we're having conflict, it's more than likely going to escalate. I know that. I know that I have a problem with women talking bad about me. And this is maybe not necessarily a problem. If a woman goes to her friends and her family and talks bad about me, I am going to be level 1,000 upset. I know that. I know that. I know that if your friends and your family don't like me, I don't like them either. I know that. But guess what this is? This is looking in the mirror and saying, hey, I know I have a problem. I know I have a problem. But a lot of you men, a lot of you women are not looking in the mirror and say, I know I have a problem. But I would never leave a woman because of a problem that I have and I haven't got help for. I would never leave a woman because of a problem that I have and I didn't find a solution for. Because if there's a problem with me, my attitude, my personality, under the influence of alcohol, whatever the case may be, and I don't address it, I am the problem. So should I leave her because I am the problem? Should I break up with her because I am the problem? And I can say every relationship that I've been in, although there are very few, except for one, the most recent one, I was the problem. I was the problem. I was the reason we broke up. I was disrespectful. I didn't have time for you. I didn't make time for you when I had time for you. I didn't prioritize you in my life, and I apologize. If you're watching, I apologize. Like I said, every relationship that I've been in besides the last one, I was the problem. I am the reason we broke up. It was something that I did. And don't get me wrong, these women were not perfect. They made some mistakes. But we have to stop jumping from one partner to the next partner because of problems that we have. We have to stop jumping from one partner to the next partner, bringing trauma from the ex to the current relationship, from the current relationship to the next relationship, from the next relationship to the next relationship. That trauma is going to build up. That trauma is in your heart, your mind. That trauma is not going anywhere. And the problem with going from one relationship with trauma to the next relationship with trauma is that trauma is still there. Whatever that man does, you're going to be thinking about it. Oh, my last ex hit me. I wonder if he's going to hit me. My last ex cheated on me. I wonder if he's going to cheat on me. My last ex talked about my family, my friends. I wonder if he's going to talk about my family, my friends. My last ex threw money in my face because my last ex threw money in my face. One of my current partners going to throw money in my face. My last ex did this. I wonder if he's going to do that. That is what trauma is. Trauma is bringing the past into the current relationship. That's trauma. Trauma, and I'm not saying you should forget everything that's ever happened to you in your life, but it should not impact your current relationship status. And I'm not saying, let me back up. I'm not saying a man should not say what he's done for you, because some of you women are ungrateful. That might be my next video. Some of you women are ungrateful. And a man has to remind you what he did for you. All I am saying, men and women, is when you think about breaking up with your partner because of something they did, something they said, ask yourself, are you perfect? Ask yourself, have you done anything to hurt their feelings and make them cry, break their heart? Ask yourself, have you said anything to hurt their feelings, make them cry, or break their heart? Because if you're looking at someone and saying you should break up with them today, you didn't look in the mirror. You didn't look at your past. You didn't look at your messages on WhatsApp or Instagram. A lot of us, men and women, and I've done, a lot of us are saying them. Her. Him. But a lot of us aren't saying I. Me. It's so easy to point the finger and point out someone else's mistakes, but we need to look at that thumb and say, hey, what am I doing wrong? All I am challenging you to do today is stop running from man to man, woman to woman. I see people on Instagram 3-4 times a year, they got a different partner. How you just jumping from one person to the next person? Let me be honest with you, it takes me months to get over a breakup. Months. And I consider myself a strong man with a heart surrounded by concrete. But it takes me months to get over a relationship because I am so devoted to it. I am so in love with her. I give it my all, my emotions, my heart, and my soul. So I just can't be with someone in June, we break up, and I'm with somebody in August. But a lot of you jumping from man to man and women to women instead of looking in the mirror. A lot of y'all are looking for that temporary satisfaction like a drug. A lot of y'all are saying, oh, we broke up, he hurt me, she hurt me. I'm going to find someone quick that says the nice things in my ear to make me feel good. I'm going to find someone quick that does the nice things for me to make me feel good. That is called temporary satisfaction. All you're doing is looking for someone temporary to make you happy, to fulfill your wants and your needs. But these things are temporary. You're looking for someone to make you happy just so you don't think about your ex. Think about it. A lot of you are jumping from man to man and woman to woman to find someone that makes you happy so you don't think about your ex. To get your mind off of your ex. But most importantly, get your mind off of the problems you had in your relationship. But that problem might have been you. That problem might have been you. I challenge you today, if you're going through something in your relationship, try to work it out. Cheating, I'm not really saying work that out. You know, some people go back to someone that cheated on them. Not really my thing. But if it's yours, try to work it out. Try to work it out. Whatever you're going through today in your relationship, try to work it. If you need help, if you need someone to talk to, I am here. But stop embarrassing you. Stop embarrassing your children. Stop embarrassing your parents. Stop embarrassing your friends from jumping from one relationship to the other. Because not every woman in the world is a bad woman. Not every woman in the world that you've been with in a relationship was horrible. It was you. Some of that was you. Women, not every man you've met was a bad man. Some of that was you. I challenge you to work out what you're going through, but I also challenge you to look in the mirror and understand what your problems are. Look in the mirror and understand your faults. And maybe if you understand what you are doing wrong and what you are saying wrong, you may positively impact your partner. Maybe if you stop doing something, your partner won't be so mad all the time. Maybe if you stop saying something, your partner won't react negatively all the time. Look in the mirror. Say, what can I do to be a better person that will positively impact my relationship? Ladies and gentlemen, the problem in these relationships aren't always your partner. The problem in these relationships are sometimes that person you see when you look in the mirror. Until next time.